Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ram.
Sri.
Hello. Hey, how are you?
Good,
How's
sir.
it
How are
going?
you? Long
Good.
time.
Good.
Long time no see, huh? Jose,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Sorry,
All
Sri.
good. Nice to see a bunch of people here. Good morning and a great Sunday. Welcome to Sunday prayers. This happens every Sunday. We talk about PMP and PMI ACP certification. Good. Some of you getting for the exam in the next few days. I have few of them in WhatsApp with me. Maybe 2 days from now, there is a people getting to the exam, and some of them end of the week. So, what is the goal towards examination? Is it only reading is sufficient? The answer says no. You have to practice some questions. When you say questions, what kind of questions? Do I get the real question from PMI? Do PMI Institute release the dumb question which they did earlier? Do they do that? Any guess? Any guess? Do PMI gives a real question outside to the world?
Don't think so.
No, you don't get it, right? You don't get it. So now what happened is the PMI don't release all the question papers because at least in the Indian education system, somehow we get something called dump question papers, which means a question paper from the previous years, and we get it. And we see 4 or 5 years of question paper and we practice it. That's not the way US model works, which means they don't give the real question paper, but you get something called a simulation. What is simulation? Something like that. How do you know it's something like that? So people who came out of the exam or people who know about this subject prepare some question paper. So you have to practice those questions and go for the main exam. Even though you get the real question from the exam someone shared with you, it won't be the same because PMI has maybe thousands or a million question and they keep shuffling. Yeah, that's a tricky part. Good. So how is it, Jose? How is your preparation going on? When is your exam?
Mine is on April 1st, right? So
April 1st, a special day.
yeah, I
Nice to know. Good to know. Good to know.
yeah, so the pressure is in progress. So I was thinking to show you what is happening around. Maybe consider the time of interest, maybe at the end or whenever you say we can see.
Yeah, we'll come to that. We will see the part. But quick understanding from you, how much of effort you're putting on reading process?
I'm doing currently for the last 1 week 2 hours minimum for reading, plus 2 hours for practicing exam and assessments.
Yeah, that's a decent time, and 2 hours is a good time, I will say. This is every day you're doing 2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, every day.
That's quite good, I will tell. 2 hours of preparation, you don't even to wait for April. Even do earlier, but let's keep April as it is. Okay. 2 hours you are reading the book. Which book you are reading right now?
Read 11.
Right. Are you working in agile environment by any chance?
Yeah, I do. I'm an IT, so
IT.
it's like a
IT.
hybrid mostly, but I have worked in Agile before.
Okay. So you are clear on the agile ceremonies, events.
Almost, because I recently did my CSM also.
Yes. So you learn the Scrum model, how the Scrum works,
Yes.
and you're learning agile parameters. Very good. Nice to know. Why I'm asking these questions is if you feel comfortable in agile, well and good. If you feel comfortable only in Scrum, you are very good. Then I recommend to read this book called Agile Practice Guide.
Yeah, I that's in my list actually. I have a plan to read that book also.
Okay, please do that because CSM is good. In our company, I may be a Scrum Master, I may be a product owner, I may be a person who work on Scrum and Kanban. What if I'm not aware of the broad view of Agile? Because when I go to exam, it is not only Scrum. It goes broader beyond Scrum. They talk Kanban, extreme programming. More than methodology, PMI is more interested on why Agile exists, how Agile can benefit an organization to deliver something early valuable. This is what the goal is. Every question they will go around this early delivery, value delivery. They don't talk about with what Scrum Master will do in the meeting, who will be the owner of this particular product backlog, who will run this ceremony. Can a sprint stop in between? This kind of very toughest question come in CSM certification. Okay. When I say toughest question, these are school children level questions. When you go to PMI never asks these questions. PMI only asks and a scenario. There was a project which is running late, and there is a deliverable problem. Now, what do you do here? Every PMI question is like an interview questions. So they frame a scenario and ask you the question. For this reason, definitely you should have a broad knowledge of Agile. So please read Agile Practice Guide also. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Super good, Jose. Jose, when you started a preparation, long time I have not seen you.
It's like I started in Jan 1st itself. After 2 weeks, I get into an urgent project to deliver. So I lost around 20 days, but
Ah,
I took the pace again back. I spoke with Rahul and booked the date.
nice to know.
That
Nice to
was the
know.
motivation I was needing to.
Fantastic. Fantastic. But did he mention your family members? You booked the exam date.
Yeah, my wife is also having exam on the same day. So we wake up same
Ah,
time, like 5:30
okay.
together.
Oh,
So we are preparing
good to
together.
know. That's good. That's good. That's good. And that's a collaborated effort. That is a teamwork. Ah, you're doing a teamwork. Very good.
Yes.
Nice. Good. Let's connect again. End of the session to understand some information from you.
Thank you.
All right, good. So let's listen any other people who are getting for exam. Do I have someone who is going for exam in next few days, few weeks?
Hi, Shri.
Santa Lakshmi.
Yes. Hi.
Pray. How many more days we have?
Feb 24th, Shri, around 8 days.
8 days. You feeling so excited, nervous? What's happening?
It's a mixed feeling, Shri.
Can't express it, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't express, but I'm I'm making myself more confident so
Nice.
that
Good
so
to know. Good.
I've taken the fifth mock, Shri, today. So I've got 76%.
Good. That's a good shot, huh? How much of time you took to write the exam?
Time management was first 60 questions I took 74 minutes.
Ah,
So
ah.
next 60 questions again 70 minutes and the last 60 questions again 75 minutes.
Seems you balanced very well. How about the breaks?
Break I have taken, Shri. Completely
Okay.
I've used the break. In fact, I used 1 minute, 1 minute more.
That's okay.
1 minute got delayed. So
That's
I
okay.
used 1 minute more. So
That's why I can see joy in your face. You feel excited. Okay, I'm ready. You feel that?
I hope, Shri, because first two exams I have got target. So I was like, okay, I have done the study well. Then I went to third. It was like pathetic. So I was like, whether to go back and again join the class and study from the beginning, or
Uh,
what am I missing? So that feeling I had. Then I made myself, I mean, calm and composed and started again analyzing. Then
mm,
fourth one was better. I mean, I improved from the third one. And this one, I know that it is a last exam I am going to do
mm,
it. So
mm.
I took some time and then I have done all the analysis, all those things I have done. And then, I mean, I should put my best. That's what I thought. And then
Very
I,
good. Very good. That's a good thing you did. One thing to mention, people listening here, because I have more people listening from a current batch who's preparing the exam right now, and also people listen to this from YouTube. Either PMP or PMI ACP exam, I would say that when you get nervous, you start making mistakes. Because these questions are scenario questions, your brain needs that digestion time to understand and give an answer better. So what you did is good. You calm down yourself. That's much important, and you focus on one question at a time. Sometimes we look exam as a whole, Okay, fine, but let's split the exam into two, 60 and 3, 60, 60, 60, which means each is one iteration, one iteration. Let me go focus on 60 questions. In this 60 questions, what I can do best. So that's how you go. If your PMI ACP, we divide into two sections, 60, 60, 180, 120 questions. Now, coming back to you, since you have 8 more days with you, are you planning office holidays? You taking any break?
yes, Shri, I have taken a break on Friday. Saturday, Sunday anyway off. So Monday is my exam, and Thursday I have informed the work from home, so I'm not traveling.
Okay,
So, but Monday,
plan.
Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll have to go. Thursday, I'm planning to take work. I mean, I will be working from home.
Nice
Also,
to
I
know.
have what I'm thinking, Shri. If I am tired or something, I'm planning. I'll take a leave on Thursday. Also, I'll decide on that day if I'm
Okay.
okay. So I'll go. Otherwise, I will. I'm planning to take leave on Thursday also.
Good to know. You have done proper stakeholder management. You have done risk management already in place, which is nice. See, we are writing a PMP exam. That exam itself is a project. So how can I plan it properly also shows how prepared I am. I cannot be haphazard in writing exam and expecting to become a professional. I don't think it works, right? You have to be professional on your life also, which is nice. Now, for the next few days, I would have given some bullet points for you. What all you have to focus? Primary attention can be on stakeholder, leadership, and agile parameters could be there. At times, a PMI shows some interest on procurement chapter. Sometimes they show interest on quality chapter. This comes in a mixed way. When I say quality, you will be clear on quality assurance, quality control, or you will be clear on how in Agile quality is inbuilt, the way they work. That will be there. Whereas it goes to procurement, you should know how the contracting system works. Yeah. This along with the stakeholder, if you understand, I think you're doing a good job. Okay. Maintain this consistency at least a day before or 2 days before the exam. We will connect over the phone call.
Sure, Shri. And Shri, one more question I have. Shri, do you suggest that this taking the study hall, Shri, should I take more test? Because I'm concerned that, see, if it was above 70 from the test one, I wouldn't have had this second thought. But since it has gone down again, it is coming. So maybe I mean, I should take more test, or do you suggest, Shri, I should take more ShriLearning test itself?
At this point of time, I don't recommend you to go to new question paper model, which may not be really helpful because you reach the level which is good to clear the exam. I'll tell you two things here. One is in ShriLearning, when somebody crosses a 65 or a 68, at least couple of times, which means they're very good to clear the exam. And somebody crossing 70, 75 means that's a good range. If there are people from the day one, the first beginning of the classes, they start getting 80 plus percentage in ShriLearning, 80 plus, which means their knowledge is above and beyond. So now for them, I want to test them in a little more better way. So what we do recommend is go for another exam models in the market. Even if you go to, for the people who got above 80 plus percentage, they go for study hall also. But when they go to study hall, they get 85 and 90 because that paper is not as tough like what we're doing here. So when you score 80 here, you get 85, 90 in a study hall. For learning purpose, some people are high in score, they go there. If we could not reach 60, 65, 70 here, there is no point in getting another question paper because here itself we have many things to learn, isn't it? There is a gap, right? If I'm getting 65 and the exam says you have to get 75, there is a gap. First, I should be good on this gap. And when I cross this gap, then I can try something new. Yeah, this is a recommendation. Also, it comes with a cost because I don't want you to spend more money on this right now. Because after clearing the exam, people feel that, oh, ShriLearning papers are sufficient. I feel this is good. So don't want to put the money there at this point of time for you. For example, someone is writing exam in the month of April or May, and they have enough time. They started scoring really well right now. Now I'll say try different papers also. For you, with having 1 week with you, don't go anything new. This is a sufficient. If at all you like to take another exam, take in ShriLearning one more full exam.
Okay.
If not, take short exams, 60, 60, 60 and practice it. If not, take one more full exam, that's also fine for you. Yeah?
Okay, Shri, thank you.
Perfect. All right, keep up the momentum. Anyone else getting for the exam? PMP or
Yeah, hi
PMAC?
Shri. Yeah, hi
Darshana,
Shri. Darshana here. Yeah.
what's happening? You have 2 days, right, with you?
Yeah, just one day now. After Sunday.
One day you have.
Yeah,
One
it's
day,
on
1 day.
Tuesday.
Okay. How is your preparation so far?
Yeah, as the way I just yesterday I told you, I'm just analyzing the question papers which I have solved.
Mm,
And yes,
mm,
as you said, even I have seen across some questions from other places. But yes, I found those questions quite easy from the ones we have on Tree Learning. So
mm,
yes,
mm.
so analyzing the content on Tree Learning is like helping you prepare more.
Okay, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got you. And point is in the main exam will be one level below or one level equal to this ShriLearning question paper. Very occasionally we hear that main exam is very tough. Very occasionally. If not, it will be very moderate exam. quickly asking you, I know you are a score average. This is the fifth exam, right?
Yeah.
Fifth
Yes.
full exam. I
Yes.
saw your average. Your
Yes.
average is good there. And I have given you some bullet points to focus. I
Yes.
have given you something about stakeholder, which you have to focus.
Yes.
Are you working in agile environment?
Yes. Yes. I do have worked on Agile environment.
So what would be your
A
role in
Scrum.
agile environment?
Yeah. I was a Scrum Master
Scrum Master.
as
So
business analyst. Yeah.
you primarily take care of Scrum ceremonies. You
Yes.
take care
Yes.
of
Yes.
backlog items. Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right. When you go to PMP exam, I would have
Mm-hmm.
said a few minutes back with the Joes also. In exam, you will not see only Scrum related. PMI
Sure.
will ask very broad on Agile. So
Mm-hmm.
recommendation is there are 12 principles. I want you to be
Mm-hmm.
more familiar with those concepts,
Okay.
right? One
Yes.
is you can go to scrum.org. There you can read 12 principles, or
Okay.
generally Google it and read 12 principles, or go to, there is a book called Mike Griffith, PMI ACP book. Okay, if in case
Mm-hmm.
you want to read that, I'm just giving hint for you to read the principle. Principle will be paragraph.
Yes. Yes.
Principle two line will be there. This two line will be
Mm-hmm.
explained by paragraph. At least read that once in main exam. It will be helpful.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Uh,
Yes.
one more thing for you, as you have exam one day with you. Have you read PMI ethics?
Yes.
You read
Yes.
it, right? So, four ethical behavior are expected from the manager. When you
Mm-hmm.
say ethical behavior, taking responsibility for your decisions,
Yeah.
respecting yourself, respecting people around you. So,
Mm.
responsibility, respect. Third one is honesty. What will be the fourth one? Anyone want to guess?
Fairness.
Fairness.
Fairness, being fair on your decisions, or being fair with your opportunities, what you see. Why I'm saying this is, Darshana, for your examination as one day with you,
Mm-hmm.
when you see in the exam hall, some questions, you can eliminate the answers watching out these four words: responsibility, respect, honesty, and fairness. If your answer, any of this is slipping these items, you can ignore it. This is
Mm-hmm.
used in elimination technique so that you can focus on the right answer. Yeah,
Right. Yes.
good. Which city you are, which center you are going for exam?
I'm in Mumbai, so I'm going at Andheri, Chakala.
Do you know the center? Where is it? You visited the place? Everything is good for you?
I've not visited, but I'm aware about that place. So I'm going to leave like an hour early. So I'll be reaching that place 1.5 hours early.
Okay, okay. Monday traffic, yeah? Be
No,
prepared.
no, Tuesday. It's on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So I'll be yeah, it's at 10:30. So I need to reach by 10, but I'll be reaching by 9 itself.
Okay,
So
be
yeah,
prepared. Remember to carry an ID card. The ID should be a
yes,
photo ID.
yeah.
The ID card should have your photo, your signature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't
Yes,
think voter ID goes well in India, because voter ID don't have your signature. If I
yes.
remember.
I'll be carrying my PAN card. Yeah.
Yes. Voter
Yes,
ID,
yes.
Aadhaar, those things, I don't think it will work out. If you
Yeah,
want to take a driver license, maybe PAN, maybe you can take your passport. Okay. And
yeah.
ID, always keep in mind, government ID with a signature only will be working. If not, it won't work. And
Yes, yes.
right, and some centers, they ask you to take your ornaments out. If you have a bangle
Mm-hmm.
or stuff, sometimes they ask you to remove it. So better
Mm-hmm.
remove all the stuffs, keep it home, so you can go free-minded. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And if it is center, signature, they'll ask for, okay, they'll give you a locker key. In the locker, you can deposit all your items. No mobile, no watch, nothing allowed
Mm-hmm.
inside. You have to keep everything inside. Not even your handkerchief is allowed. Okay, so once you get into the exam, only in the break you can come out. In the break, yes,
Yeah.
you can take water, coffee, something you can take. Until then, you should be there for 1.5 hours. You will be inside the room. You can't come out. Okay. Before
Okay,
you go to the exam, complete all the stuff and then get to the exam. Don't be
sure.
urgent to go to the exam. They will tell that, hey, the room is ready. You can go for exam. For example,
Oh,
what is your exam time?
10:30.
10:30. For example, you are at
Yeah.
9:30. Okay. If the room is
Yeah.
ready, they will tell by 9:45, can you write exam?
Okay.
There is no standard rule. You have to write only 10:30. Even 9:45, you can write exam, because
Okay.
it's a computer based, right? Just as enable the
Okay. Right.
exam, you write the exam. If they
Yes,
ask
sir.
you, you
Right.
want to go for the exam, good, but don't be urgent. I would say take few
Mm-hmm.
minutes, say that, okay, I'll come. Hold on. Sit there, relax yourself, complete your washroom stuff, and drink something. Feel good. Maybe 9:50, 9:55, go for the exam. Okay, this is your exam. It is not their exam. It's your exam. So you have to be relaxed, understand, breathe well. If you feel 9:45 is not a good time, you want to go on 10:30, it's okay. Just sit there. Just sit there. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Another thing you have to be careful enough is in exam hall, check your seat height and monitor height.
Mm-hmm.
At least for some women or men, what the problem is, the height doesn't fit in. They sit and look
Mm-hmm.
at the monitor all the time like this and they get the neck pain. They can't see it properly. So this
Yes.
also I heard as a problem, one of the problem. Okay, so adjust your seats, adjust your monitor. They give a noise reduction headphone. Wear the headphone. Check you have a paper on the table to write the pen on the table. These are basic
Mm.
things. When we are
Yes.
in urgency of the exam, sometimes we don't notice it. We just go and sit and
Right.
start. After
Right.
2 hours, you feel, oh man, it's paining. Huh? So always take 5 minutes, check everything. Everything is good, and only everything is good. Say ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, while, like, when we sit and we start the exam, and if we feel like, okay, I need to stand for some time, we are not supposed to get up
You
from
you
our
you
seat. No,
you cannot stand because there is an
we
exam.
cannot stand.
Every next seat there is an exam going on. Somebody is
Okay.
writing
Okay.
TOEFL exam. Somebody is saying GRE exam. In the same
Okay.
exam center,
Okay.
many people different exam going
Many.
on.
Okay. Okay.
You stand there. It will be like a
Mm-hmm.
violation. You can't do that. So
Oh,
if you want to
okay.
ask something, you have to put your hands up. And there are a
Yes.
lot of CCTV cameras, and
Mm-hmm.
there is an invigilator watch you through screen outside of your room. Once you put the
Okay.
hands up, they will come inside. They will ask you what do you want.
Okay.
You tell that I want to go to
Okay.
washroom. Then they switch off your monitor, lock your computer, and allow you to go out. But you
Okay.
cannot stand and walk inside the room. So that's a
No,
violation.
no, not walking. Just wanted to, yeah, just, yeah. I can raise my
Okay.
hand, yeah, in case if I
But
feel
you
like,
can raise hands and you can go out. That's possible.
yes, yes,
Okay.
sure, sure. Thanks, thanks, Shri.
Do well, do well. Good wishes. Stay
Thank
strong.
you. Yeah, thank you,
Perfect.
Shri.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So that makes us get to the subject. Let's talk something on the subject. What I have right now. I have some
Uh,
people from current batch. Pavitra, go ahead. What do you have?
Shri, was like 2 months back from India, I've shifted to Sweden now.
Very
So
good.
I completed my training and I got my certification also, means like training certification. So now I'm planning to take my exams. I'm staying in a city called Gothenburg.
Hmm.
So do we have the exam center here?
Do you know the website called Pearson VUE? Have you heard about it?
No, note it down. Please add
Okay.
it.
There is a website called Pearson. Let me show you. Pearson VUE. Let me quickly show that for you. How to check your exam center. So which batch you did the class?
I did it in
Okay.
August.
Okay. Are you seeing the screen what I'm sharing now?
Yeah, yeah.
Go to this website, check for PMI, and then it will tell Project Management Institute. Then you see the Find Center. Okay. When you
Oh,
click the Find Test Center, then it will ask which city. Then you can type the city where you want. Then you will get it. Yeah,
okay.
you
Okay.
can do
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. So I'm
Perfect.
planning to take my exams during May. So
Very
is
good.
that good time to prepare?
You have to tell me.
No, it's because I
Okay.
have time,
Yeah,
but
every time is good time. But again, it depends on your job, it depends on your time availability.
yeah. Right
Okay.
now I'm not working. I quit my
Very
job. My husband got
good.
transferred here, so we just moved here.
Very good. Then it is May is a good time, which
Yeah.
means 2 months is a sufficient time. Even if you start today,
Yeah.
by April first week, you will be ready for the exam.
Okay. Okay, Shri.
Yeah? Very
So
good.
try to book my dates for exam.
Very good. If you need a refreshment of the subject knowledge, join our regular classes, which is happening from coming week or next week. New
Okay.
batch is starting. Join this class. You'll also listen something there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Shri. Sure. I'll do that. Yeah.
Perfecto. Great.
Have any discount for enrolling for exams right now?
I'm not clearly aware of the discount codes now. Talk to Rahul. You know Rahul, isn't it?
Yes, I know. Okay.
Ah, connect with him. He will help you with the discount details if anything there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, Shri. Thank you. Thank
Perfecto. Perfecto. Good. Right. Good. Any other questions of the exam before I go to the subject knowledge? Okay. I have some people from the new batch. Good to see you all here available on Sunday. I may take one subject to discuss today. Then I go for the question. I have a question. I have a couple of questions today. Take few seconds to read about the risk management. Okay, today we'll talk something on the risk management, and we'll talk how it has been asked in the interviews also. So first, let's understand the risk management part. Take few seconds to read this part. Here they say that business risk represents an opportunity for gain or loss. Now, in the risk, we know there is a loss. How come there is a gain in a business risk? Can anyone give your thought? In a business risk, how come there could be an opportunity?
We can sell something new to mitigate that risk, so the client can buy it, we can sell it.
Client buy, we sell. Okay. Buy and sell. Demand and supply. Very good. I like that part. So you mean in the business risk, we take a risk of gaining something, isn't it?
Correct.
Risk of gaining something. Okay. Okay. Nice to know. Let's move a little more on the project risk. Take few seconds first to read this paragraph. Then there is something they talk about maximize, minimize. I want you to say what does it mean. Take few seconds to first read the paragraph. I believe you read. Now, if you read it carefully, at least help me to understand what they want to maximize. What they want to maximize.
Occurrence.
But question to you is, let me first put this very basic question. What is the difference between risk and issue?
Risk is future anticipation. Issue is happened in past.
Okay. Risk is a future anticipation. Very good. Issue is past.
Past.
Which means already happened. Now they're talking about maximize the probability of positive event. So something is not at all there and you're trying to maximize it. Is it what they're trying to say? Something is not there, but you're working to maximize it. Why I should do this? First, if they say maximize it, why I should do this in a project? No, I'm not talking at the corporate level. I'm talking at the project level. Why should I maximize something? Risk is not good, right? Why should I maximize it?
Yeah, risk can be positive or negative.
Okay. So should I assume this is as a positive risk? That's what they say here, positive event.
Yeah.
Can someone think of an example in your project by human?
Yeah. If we can hire a person specifically as an employee to the project requirements, it enhance the project successful rate based on the SMEs, what they are taking the capabilities for the project. But that risk can be they might not able to meet that. That can be a negative one. But for sure they can enhance the positiveness what we are hiring in.
Nice. Good thought process. Good thought process. Okay. All right, good. Anyone else have a thought process towards positivity in your project? Maybe on a human, maybe on material, maybe on timeline, maybe on the cost. Do you see any positive risk in the project? When you procure a material, you see that if you buy 1 ton of a steel, there is something going to be beneficial. Whereas if you buy 3 tons of steel, China says that if you buy 3 tons, I may give a better cost, better discount. Is this a risk? Is it a risk, first of all?
Yes.
Instead of a 1 ton, China recommends you, if you get a 3 tons, for example, let's imagine somewhere in Germany, somewhere in Mumbai, I'm coming with a massive construction work and I need a few tons of steel over a period of time. Yeah, few tons of steel over a period of time, not immediately. China sees this as an opportunity and says that instead of a 1 ton, if you take 3 tons from me, instead of this price, let's say $1,000, I'll give you for this much price. Now, should I see this as one of the opportunity in my project? If it is an opportunity, the statement says systematically maximize. What does it mean? Any thoughts on this? What do they mean by systematically maximize? Any thoughts? Okay. If you remember, somewhere we learned called risk register. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
In a risk register, what we said is, let's put this way. Let's imagine Mumbai. In Mumbai, we want to construct something there. And instead of 1 ton steel, I'm expecting to take 3 tons of steel. And I'm seeing this as a positive risk. Positive risk. Very good. Now, in risk register, when you note it down, we will also see what is the qualitative and quantitative analysis. Do you even remember that terms? Qualitative and quantitative analysis, by which
Yes.
you rank whether it is a high level risk or a low level risk. See what I mean by high level. In my company, something happens at this scale level, I will call it as a high. If it is below this scale, it could be low. But who set the scale? Could be your company, SMEs. SME stands for subject matter expert. They would have set up a scale that if something goes the cost below or above 1.5 million, I will call it as a high risk. If something below something like this, I call low risk, something like this. Now let's come back to the point. The point is what they mean by systematically maximize a probability. Now we have to plan a way, how can I increase the probability of this positiveness? See what do you mean by probability? In risk management, two terms we have to watch out. One is probability, other one is, do anyone know what the other one is?
Impact.
Impact. So probability is a chance of happening. Impact is outcome of it. So a chance of happening, there could be 50-50 probability. Yeah, 50% chance of happening. Or there could be 80% chance of happening. Now, if I know this could happen, that could benefit me some huge amount of money saving, I will work to increase the probability from 80% to 98%. But how do you increase 80 to 98%? And for which I will write something called response strategy. That is risk response strategy. Do anyone remember in a positive risk, we have few strategies which we learned in the class. Exploit. Exploit. What else we have?
Enhance.
Enhance.
Accept.
Accept. Then what we have? Do we have share?
Avoid.
Share, right? Then what we have? Escalate. Isn't it? I'm showing only for the positive side. Negative side, what we have? Let's come to that later. We'll come first talk about it. Now, if I know with China, if I Mumbai team can make a deal for 3 tons of steel, and that is going to save me better cost, I'm seeing as a positive risk. I have to choose one of this strategy, and I have to spend time on it. Now, either I can exploit it if China never offered me. If China already offered me, I will enhance it, which means I no need to do too much of effort. Only thing I have to talk to Chinese executives and make sure this order happens. If this order happens, I'm enhancing the opportunity of maybe saving $1.5 million as a cost. But now the point here is, let me clear it off all. The point here is in project risk management, who takes accountability of handling the risk?
Project manager.
Exactly. The project manager takes accountability along with your team members. Is this true?
Yes.
Now, your team also should be recognizing that how can they systematically maximize, right? It is not only me doing all the job, it is a collection of people. If I say this term into adaptive nature, I will go a little down here. If you see this is adaptive nature, as a project uncertainty increases, the risk of rework increases. In adaptive life cycle, we use smaller increments of work. If you remember in our class, you would have learned there is something called incremental approach, isn't it? which means you work on a small package and you deliver it and you work for the next smaller package. Then you come with the next smaller package. If there is any issue on the second package, I'm getting reported, which I will fix that also part of this particular release, which means I will do smaller increments of work to enable feedback and progressive elaboration, which means over a period of time, my team will learn and enhance their knowledge. Now, let me put it two way now. If I see this is a plan-driven approach, in a plan-driven approach, I will create a proper risk register. In this register, I'm noting down I'm going to procure from China. Instead of a 1 ton, I can go for a 3 tons, which could be a positive risk. If it is a positive risk, what execution strategy I should follow? Either exploit, enhance, this I have to do. Now, this is a plan-driven approach. Can I use this in this project also? Of course, you can use it. No one is going to say no for it. But the point here is, if it is adaptive nature, we should also be a bit aware. There is a way where we can reduce the risk or increase the probability of success by something called smaller increment, which we learned in lean management. In lean management, what you learned is small packets move faster. Do you remember that? Small packets move faster. Why I should go faster? When I go faster to the market, I may get the feedback from the customer, which also help me to elaborate what I need next. Now in risk, we see we can follow a traditional format also. On top of that, in adaptive nature, you can do a feedback loop. This feedback loop will make you better. Now question to you. How you expect this as an interview question? If you go for an interview as a project manager, as a scrum master, or as some leader in an organization, what kind of interview question you expect from this in risk management? Any thoughts? What kind of question they can ask you in interview? No one attended any interview in the recent days?
Shri, maybe how do you manage risk in your project or maybe in previous projects, something like this?
Okay, I like that. Thanks for saying that. How you handle, isn't it? Handle risk in project. Very good. Now there is no role has been defined. How you handle risk in project. Very good. That's a good question. Thanks for saying that. Now, if there is a question coming up, this is very open. Now, how can we say this? If you are a PMP qualified person, you would say that first we have to identifying the key risk. Is it correct? You will identify the risk. And when you identify, you will also rank the risk, high and low. And after you rank, you tell, I will mitigate this way. This is very bookish knowledge, right? You say this, they'll say, oh yeah, this is nice. From the book, it is good. Now, from here, they can go a little more down and ask you a scenario. What if there is a material supply delayed? What are you going to do there? Or they can ask you, one of your team members is not cooperating in delivery. How are you going to handle? Imagine this kind of question comes into you. A very practical question they'll ask you. Shri, you are a manager. Yeah, you are a manager. Okay, very good. Nice. Now you're joining a team. In this team, there are 11 people already working. Okay. In this 11 people, they are very, very gel. They're working very well. A new person joined the team. 12th person comes in. Now, this 12th person is not cooperating. In what way they are not, he or she is not cooperating is this person is not technically cooperating with the team, which means technically this guy is always opposing. Now they're going to ask you what kind of risk here, how you're going to handle. For this interview question, what you will give an answer? Just a random answer. What can be an answer? Any thoughts? Seems a tough interview question. Okay. Okay, let me give the thoughts for you. Now, if there is a new team member joining in and this person is technically not cooperating, first, is it a positive risk or a negative risk?
Negative risk.
Negative risk.
Why not positive? Someone is
Because he's
technically
not cooperating.
challenging. See, my reason of bringing a new person is challenge your status quo. Have you heard about status quo? Which means the team members will say, this is how I worked for last 100 years. Have you heard this kind of dialogue in the company?
Yes.
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 This is how we worked from the time of a Napoleon period. This is what people say. And one person will come in and say that, why not this way? Now, if an interview question comes to me, someone is technically not cooperating, I would just smile at the interviewer and say that I would see this as an opportunity. As a manager, I would first join these meetings to listen how this conversation is going. Is this new team member bringing any value to the table? Is this new team member can able to explain something which is valuable to the project and the product? And if it is valuable, would recommend to go for a brainstorming session to do some kind of a POC, proof of concept. If these things are happening, definitely there is some new learning for the team. However, I don't want to discourage my 11 team members also and try to understand from their feedback how you want this person to explain your concepts. Should they challenge you? Should they cooperate with you? Should they work with you? I'll ask those questions. As a facilitator, as a manager, my responsibility is to make my team as a HPT, high performing team. How can I make it high performing team? Maybe challenging like this. However, now I would turn the answer in the interview itself. However, if this person technically not supporting with a lack of knowledge, then I see this as a negative risk, which means I have to really work out with this team member to bring him or her up to the speed, where I have to tell them put into some training programs or sit one-on-one to understand how can we help them, or make one of the senior member to help them, which brings more collaboration. So I would see both the side of it. This I can answer immediately, or I could do another thing. I can question the interviewer what kind of technical challenges would have been happening there. And the interviewer should answer me few more examples of this situation. Through asking couple of questions with the interviewer, I'm showing the confidence that I'm aware of the subject. I'm asking them to explain more. After they explain, I can use a PMI model of positive risk or negative risk, and how could I rank it high, medium, and how can I handle it. Now, when I answer this, chances are they may say yes, or they say no, or they may even reject me out of interview. It's completely fine. But for me, I'm happy that what I know, I express in the room. Now, when I answer in this kind of question, I can even bring some example from my past projects. When I answer this question directly, I will also say that, you know what? Once in the year 2023, I was working in a project. In this project, this kind of scenario happened. Then I'll explain that real scenario. Usually in the interview, when you bring up a particular year and particular project and you give a scenario, many interviewers likes it because you are talking in a very genuine way. So it doesn't mean always you have to be very successful on this discussions. It's okay to fail, but at least you have to be very genuine on what you say. And that will give more points in an interview. Good. All right. Did you learn something now? Couple of points before you go for the question.
Yes, Shri.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys not going for any interviews? I'm so surprised. You don't go for any interviews?
Not yet.
Not calling.
You know that? Every 6 months you have to go for some interview. Interview is not for job change. Interview is to check how is the brain processing. Are you aware of that? Surprising, isn't it? Many people don't go for interviews thinking that interview will happen only when I go for the job change, which is nice also. Being loyal to the company, nothing wrong in it. But every 6 months or 3 months, you have to at least try one interview to see how you are failing in the interview. Will it allow you to learn something?
Yes.
True, right? You will learn something, isn't it? You learn, right? You get some knowledge out of it. You see what is a gap in the industry. Doesn't mean you have to jump the job. At least apply to a job, let them call for the interview. I'll tell you, next 6 months, try applying for the job. You will come to know how much your knowledge is up to the market or low in the market. That also helps you. Okay, with this, let's see some question now. Shall we go for a question? Ready for a question?
Yes, Sri.
Yes.
This side.
You want to say something, Praveen?
Yeah, Sri. Related to interview, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have more than 15 years IT experience.
Mm-hmm.
And performed different roles like incident manager, then the project quality lead. But I never get the designation in my previous company as a manager. If suppose I am applying as a project manager now, will it matter? Because I do have experience in all the
Which
phases of.
I don't want to take everything on the call right now because it's a live video recording. Maybe your personal data will come out. Let's not talk too much. But question to you is, which city you are right now? Just ask to understand which country you are.
I'm in Dubai now.
Dubai now. Okay, very good. So when you apply for the job, your question is, will they really care what is your previous experience as a manager? Is it your question?
Right. You're right.
Of course they will. Of course they will. That too, when you go for a 15 years plus experience, they cannot take you as a junior level manager. They have to put in a proper role. Okay. When you're 8 years, below 12, 10 years, 12 years experience, it's fine. They will take you as a junior manager where they don't really worry about your past experience. But when you go 15 plus years experience, they have to put in a proper role. So they will definitely look for, did you really have a designation called manager? Now I'll tell you one hint for you. Many companies, not all the companies, many companies, they don't want you as a designation as a manager, but have you played the role of manager in your job? Which means there may be a role as an engineer, but there are opportunities couple of times when your manager went on holiday or your manager is busy with one project, you handle another project as a part-time. It's called shadowing. If you've done that kind of shadowing, if you played that kind of a role, companies prefer it. In a resume, you can mention that even though I'm not in a designation as a manager, but I have played this role on this particular project for 3 months of time, this project 2 months of time. If you have not done like that, that will be your first goal right now to do that. You no need to have a designation, but you should know what is happening in the system. Because you have 15 plus years of experience, they expect you to do that. If you do that, now you have a dialogue, you can speak. I may be called as an engineer, I may be called as a consultant, but I too have experience like this. On absence of my manager, I did it. Or I was given a privilege to do a project like this. So that you have to speak up. If not, big companies will not call you because of this reason. Yeah, you got
Yes,
that?
thank you. Thank you
That's a
so much for
reality.
the clarification.
That's a reality. That's a reality. But in a current job, check out, guys, you may be a manager. I may not a manager, but I want to shadow a project. Ask them, I want to shadow a project. Many managers support this as shadowing. Shadowing means there'll be a real manager, but you want to have a designation, but you will play that role with them. They'll be happy. There are somebody's to take the load. They will give 20% of the load to you. But that 20% of load will help you to talk in the interview. So try those
Yes.
opportunities to help you. Okay?
Yes. Fortunately, I do have experience. Thank you so much for the
Perfectly,
clarification.
perfectly. Good. Good wishes. Then let's jump to the question. I have a question, agile question. Agile question. Here is a question. It's a big question with the two answers you have to choose. Read it carefully, take a minute of time, then choose answer. Use elimination technique also. Okay, started getting answers already. All right, in YouTube, I'm getting alphabet B, D. I have Pavan says E and B. Swapnil says D and E. Wow, I'm getting different combinations. Chup, 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 chup. How about here? Here I'm getting Ojas said something. Anisha has given answer. Ketan has given answer. Give a try. Everyone give a try. What's the answer coming up for you? Boom, 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 boom. C and D, A and E. When they ask multiple answers, multiple choice, big tricky, isn't it? One answer, I think we can choose. When they ask two, I think our brain is a bit, ooh, which one to choose? Okay, so I could see which alphabet is highly repeated. I'll see YouTube. In YouTube, I'm seeing D is frequent, B is also frequent, E is also there. Let's see here. I'm seeing more alphabet with the D and E is coming more. B is also coming now. Very tricky. I couldn't figure out which alphabet is highly represented. Okay. At least the C is very less, that I can say. C is very less. Okay, first, thanks all for giving the answers. Now, let's take a minute to analyze the question. Okay, one thing about this exam is proper understanding of the question can help us to corner the answer. So now, help me. There are 4 lines in this question. In this 4 lines, which term or which wordings are more important to choose an answer? Or which is interesting wordings here in the first line? What is interesting word in the first line? One word interesting in the first line.
Unfamiliar.
Unfamiliar with the agile approach.
Agile approach.
Unfamiliar. Okay. Is this a common? Is it happening in the world right now? Someone joining with unfamiliar with some concept. Is it common?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Common, right? You cannot expect. Should I expect everyone joining on the first day to be a superstar of everything? I doubt. I doubt. What about the second line? Any interesting words in the second line?
Simply nervous.
Nervous. Nervous. Should one person be nervous in the job? Will it help them to achieve something?
No.
But we have been there, right? As a human, we are also been there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do we all know that when we read the books in PMP, there is a place called a psychological safety? Huh? We talk about the subject psychological safety. By the way, if you all are aware that if one thing kills a human being, means, you know, what is that?
Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other
Not,
people think.
not the real death, the fear of death. You know that? The fear of death, fear of missing our loved one, fear of failing the exam, fear of not accepted in the community or a group, fear of not looking good. Is this true as a human being? We all have this fear, right?
One more thing, Shri, majorly in the project teams, fear of conflict is what killing us.
Fear of conflict, yeah. Because of conflict, even a good idea, we don't propose it, right?
Yeah.
We keep quiet. It's a good idea, but I'm a bit fear what if my idea was shot down, or I don't want to mess up with my senior architect or a manager. That's also
Exactly.
true, right? Because John is a senior architect in the company. Everyone respect him, but John idea doesn't look good. But you have a good idea. But when I say that, John will feel bad. Then I'll keep quiet. I'll keep with me. I may say this idea in the car parking with someone. I may say this idea with someone in the water dispenser area. Right? Okay. Fear is one thing. If you read the books of fear, you'll be so surprised to see that if a person can come out of fear in life and have a well ethical behavior, they will have a wonderful life. I'll be very careful to say out of fear plus ethical behavior. Why should I mix ethics here? If you come out of the fear, you become a free bird. And when you become a free bird, if ethics is not there, you will do all stupid things in the life. You know that? So, without fear plus ethics, and that's a beautiful life somebody can live. It's so hard, but it's possible. Okay, let's come back here. So, visibly nervous is someone is not good there. Let's go to third line. Tell me one word, interesting line in this third line.
Criticized.
Criticized. When an operations engineer who often criticizes a previous work, I don't think it's a current work, right? It's a previous one. Still, is it important?
Yes.
Okay. Unexpectedly, look like we didn't invite this guy, but this guy is here. Gives very direct feedback about the prototype. When they say feedback, is it positive or negative? What do you want to interpret from here?
As it is nervous, maybe negative.
Negative, since he's criticized.
No. Let's be a little carefully. That's why I'm reading this line carefully. When operations engineer who often criticize their previous work, not current work.
He might have took it wrong because it could be a retrospective meeting where we discuss what went wrong, what went well. So it would be positive.
Okay. Is this here they're telling John usually wears a green shoe? Today he is in office. John usually wear green color shoe. Today he is in office. That's a message, right? Who often criticize their previous work appears unexpectedly. They're telling what kind of person is John. That's what they're saying. They didn't tell this person criticizes today. Are you getting that point? They didn't tell they say that John usually criticizes. Okay, fine. But it gives a very direct feedback. Question to you, when somebody gives a feedback, should I say negative feedback or positive feedback? How should I differentiate it? Feedback is a feedback. Okay, let's leave that part there. Any other interesting words in this line?
Leaves the room quickly.
Quickly. Very good. Now, when you observe this scenario, the whole scenario, this scenario, does it happen in any project? Does it happen or possible to happen?
Yeah, possible to happen.
Possible to happen. So this is not a alien scenario, right? It's a very happening scenario, or anytime it could happen in your office also, in my office also. It's highly possible. Very good.
Right.
Tomorrow you join a new company, I may be that visible nervous person. Isn't it possible? Now question is targeting someone. Who is they targeting? The
Team.
question is targeting team. Very good. When I say team could include project manager, team could include scrum master, team could include product owner, team could include the engineers who work on it, team could include the architect, team could include the people who work at the ground level. Could be anyone, right? Team is a collection of people. I don't know who all part of this team. They say team. They have to respond to this situation. Okay, very good. Now, if I understand this question, there are some situations happening. How should they respond? Now, you help me. Let's keep two people here. Let's keep X person who is newly joined. And let's keep a Y person who gave feedback. Now, in this two people, who is right, who is wrong in this scenario? X and Y, who is right, who is wrong? Anything right or wrong is neutral. What is happening here? Right, wrong, neutral. What is happening here?
It's neutral because
Neutral.
right, wrong might just, we might not be aware of the entire situation. So it would be a neutral thing.
Neutral. If it is neutral, why somebody has to leave quickly?
Something wrong happened because it's get nervous and it's leave room quickly.
Something has happened. Okay.
Because it's a new team member, so he is new to the situation. So maybe he's never been into that kind of situation, so he leaves immediately.
So something is wrong.
It's not. I would say it's not wrong. Like he never experienced such a things before, maybe.
For him, it's a new experience. Okay. All right. Good. Thanks for all the points there. Now, help me. Out of this A, B, C, D, E, is there any one answer doesn't fit as if team is responding, because answer is asking team response. There should be some answer, team doesn't respond, someone is responding. Who is that?
Option.
The product owner should approach the team.
Option A.
But product owner is part of the team, right? Why can't he or she can participate? Do this. Just I'm challenging you.
It's a Scrum
But
Master role.
why product owner reach to the team member to find out his history? It's not the job of product owner.
Why the hell you look for the history, geography? You want geography of nothing needed. So you're telling this cannot happen. Okay, you want to push this out. Okay. I know some of you choose A also. If you have any justification for A, please feel free to say that. But I'm hearing that people feel this person should not do this.
Yes.
This is what I'm at least getting feel. If anyone have a different choice, let me know. Any other answer which still doesn't involve the team, anything here, we can strike out.
C option, Sri. Even though it involves team, it is saying that some hold the team meeting. I mean, all the members were there in the meeting already. So hold a team meeting. What they know about this situation is not leading anywhere. So, I mean, I feel it.
Okay, let's read it. Hold a team meeting to find out from other team members what they know about this situation. Look like it's an inquiry is happening. Right? So you feel this inquiry is not needed or inquiry will not help. Is it the answer? Is the way I'm saying?
Yes,
That's it.
inquiry is not needed. Also, it will not help here to respond for the team members' concern or the issue what he is facing.
Okay, it won't take us forward. That's a message. Okay, very good, very good. That is moving forward is important. Very good, nice. Good. So A goes out, C goes out. Now we have 3 choices. In this 3, 2 have to choose.
This is where confusion.
This is the main, this is how it starts. Now only your question reading ability should be good. If in question I see there is a problem, my answer will be different. If I don't see that as a problem, my answer will be different. Okay. Now we have to see the 3 answers, right? In this 3 answer, if in main exam you come to this kind of a place, stop here, go back and read the question again now. Because now when you read the question second or third time, your brain is better processed because you know what are the answers. B is answer, D is answer, C is answer. You will read the answer, then you read the question. That also helps you. Now let's start figuring out which is the best out of it all, because you have to choose 2 answers. Definitely one will be the best answer.
B.
Which one goes to the best here, topmost?
B.
D.
B for, let's say, Bangalore. Why it is so best here? Anyone want to justify?
It is a self-organizing team. It is one of the principle in the Agile. One of the.
Okay. Which principle you want to refer to this? Any principle?
I'm sure it is one of it, but I'm not sure which one it is. Team, they have to self-organize and self-motivated.
Adapt and self-organize.
Okay, there is a principle number 12 in Agile, which says, what it says, at regular intervals, team reflects on their own behavior and adjust and tune accordingly, right? So now allow the team members to figure out their own relationships, since this is a self-organizing team. But when you say allow the team to do this, is it something that we are not helping them? Are we throwing them in the fire? Or this is the expectation of an Agile team?
Yes, but the new person do not know this expectation. So for him, it's a new topic, Agile, actually, which is written in the first line in the question.
Okay.
So probably one need to put effort to explain him the culture of Agile.
Okay. So you still have doubt with answer B, isn't it?
No, I don't have. I'm like saying this is something new person cannot do. So B should not answer.
Okay.
This promotes continuous learning and improvement also.
Okay.
Maybe he is given opportunity there.
Okay, then let's park B as an answer. Look like people feel positive, but still let's not confirm it. Now let's move a little down here. I have D and E here. Let's see which one can go out of this. The team lead should reiterate team lead. The team lead, when I say it could be a project lead, it could be a project manager, it could be a scrum master, someone who knows the team proportion, team handling, should reiterate the ground rules at the next retrospective meeting. Retrospective meeting, nothing but the 12th principle, okay? Especially the engagement protocols and communication standards. Now, how good this will help the team? Will it help or will it put pressure on the team?
It will help, Sri, because some problem they have faced in the demo meeting. So
Okay.
after that, they are going and discussing in the retrospective what they usually do. And also they are the team lead is reiterating the maybe the charter or the ground rules and the communication standards. I
So,
feel this will help.
help. Is it anything we are forcing here or only visualizing? What we're doing here?
Here, the problem is only with one team member. The rest of the team doesn't show any dissatisfactions. So if we change the ground rule, it will affect the other people. Maybe they are comfortable with the current situation or setup.
Are they changing the ground rule or reiterating?
They're just
They are just
reiterating.
reiterating. They're not changing.
They're reading again. That's it.
As a team, for example, 11-member team there, we are sitting in a conference room and the team lead, scrum master, someone who knows the agile process, brings it in the, connects a laptop with a big screen and says that what is the way of working? This is how we have to work, which means the meeting starts by 10 o'clock and we all be here. And we will use less with the mobile and laptop, rather focus on the meeting. Come on, man, these things you have to say. Yeah, that's how we wrote the ground rules. And when there is a stakeholder involved in the meeting, we prefer to ask more better questions or involve with them. Kind of you have a way of working, how you proceed with the conflict management, how you handle some misdirections in the team, or how a time management will happen. You write all this down. So it could be 11 or 12 points, somebody read the points. By reading the points, are we educating everyone in the team? That's happening there? Kind of a education there?
Yes.
Isn't it? Isn't it? But still, let's not conclude the answer here. Let's hold the answer. We'll come down. E. Facilitate a face-to-face meeting between the new team member and the operations engineer. That means this two people, X and Y. So a meeting is going to be set between X and Y. Now, how beneficial it is or why this should happen?
It's a conflict management.
Conflict management. Okay. If it is conflict management, do we see any conflict in the question already? These two people had any conflict here?
It's not, it's a kind of misunderstanding. So basically, we are setting some sort of understanding between them.
Okay. Misunderstanding. And that's an interesting term. Interesting. I'm trying to see where misunderstanding happened here. Can one of you help me? What kind of misunderstanding between these two people?
So sorry, not product owner. What is his name? Yeah, engineer. He was giving a positive feedback, but the other person, the team member, who is not unaware of the process, and he took something as a negative, then he started leaving the room.
But so, this after the meeting, right?
Right. Okay.
Someone is. Is it misunderstanding? Let's imagine the meeting is for between 2 to 3 p.m. is a meeting. 2 to 3 p.m. is meeting. And there is a demonstration happening and there is a feedback given. Feedback could be on the product or on the process. They didn't mention what it is, but they say about the prototype. When I say prototype, I will take it as a product. A product, I showed them how it will work. Let's imagine you should take the example of a 3D printer. I took a 3D printer and I show how the 3D printer will print a mic like this, a 3D mic. And they are giving a feedback. The mic should be something like that, or some feedback is given. 3 o'clock meeting gets over. And after the meeting goes, everyone is moving the room. But this new person walks fast out of the room. Now, where is the conflict? Now, imagine this happens. By 5 o'clock, I'm setting up a meeting. 4:30. Okay, 5 in India, it will work. In Europe, it's 4:30. 5 o'clock, no one will come. 4:30 to 5, I'm setting up a meeting. With whom I'm setting up meeting is meeting with the Y person, meeting with the X person, calling that, let's do a face-to-face sync up to solve a problem. Now, the Y person who came for the prototype could be a client representative. And this person will ask me the first question, what is the agenda of this meeting? Why this meeting is happening? Do you think this person will ask this question?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely he'll ask. Yep.
Will
Yes.
happen. Why this meeting is happening? This person will not have any clue. She will question me. I'll put she. She will question me. Shri, why are you setting this meeting, Shri? I don't understand. I gave a feedback. We on the prototype. I think you guys have to work on it and come back. You have any questions on that? I would say no. Actually, in my team, John joined. John left the room quickly. We expect John is unhappy. Shall we sit in for a meeting? What will be the reaction of that client? When you say this to the client, what will be the reaction of the client? Does it make any value for the client when you put a meeting like this?
So I think it's not necessary.
Right, a little bit tricky. No, I'm just questioning. You can challenge me also. I'm trying to see that how much value she will gain out of it or team will gain out of it. She will be surprised. Why I can come. I'm not denying that, but I'm a bit surprised. What should I do there? I believe this is your team effort. You guys have to sit and talk. How can you help the person? I'm happy to help, but I'm a client. I want to show about the prototype. I have to give a feedback. It's my nature to give a direct feedback. But if you see anything wrong in it, probably we have to discuss as a group. But one-to-one, I doubt they will ask me. Also, if I put a one-to-one like this, I'm going to make my team member also a little bit discomfort, isn't it? Now I'm going to target this person, put it in front of the client, and I'm going to expose too much. Already this person is nervous. On top of nervousness, I'm going to put in front of somebody and put them into some more questions. Will I make little more discomfort?
Correct.
That's also possible. Or it can go other side also. Other side means a person says, thanks, Shri. Now I feel more relieved. I spoke to this person. I really understood what's the problem. Now I'm free. That also could happen. That also could happen. But if this person is a really shy person, more nervous person, first of all, they won't come for the meeting. If you said 4:30 is a meeting, they won't be in office, they run away. Really, I don't want to sit in front of the client. Could be. So I'm trying to put you many scenarios to confuse you. The reason is when you sit in the exam hall or in an interview, this could be a real scenario question. If someone is nervous, how are you going to handle it? Let me clear off all the points. Let's come back here again. Now we are sitting in an agile team. In agile team, they call us a open team for a self-organized way of working. I think people correctly marked out. This is a good one because they have to work out on relationships. This team has to do how they do, which means we are looking for a T-shaped employees and I-shaped employees. And all these people are called as knowledge workers. Do anyone remember the term knowledge workers?
Yes.
Knowledge workers, which means they are capable of thinking, they are capable of doing the job in a very effective way. So you have to give the team a room or a space for themselves to come back on this, which means every team member to be there to help someone is in this situation, not pinpoint the person because the person is unfamiliar, and we have to make them to very clear that in agile we have a short cycle of delivery. And in this short cycle, there will be feedback regularly given. And this feedback will help the team to improve the product, not anything personal. So there is a short cycle. For short cycle, we get the feedback. The feedback is to improve the product, nothing personal. And this is very common in agile approach. Maybe this person worked in a plan-driven model of project where they don't get feedback directly from the customer, where the product will be delivered end of the delivery cycle called single delivery. Do you remember single delivery, multiple delivery, periodic delivery, continuous delivery? What
Delivery
if
cadence.
Yeah, cadence, right? What if this person worked in single delivery, never met the client in the middle of the project, and suddenly they meet a continuous delivery where every week you meet the client, and this person feels discomfort. We have to help them to understand. For which, if I go to invite my customer to come and talk about it, they will come, but that will add more nervousness for the person. So face to face, even though it looks a nice terminology, I have a doubt on this answer. I have a doubt on this answer. Rather, the team lead, here also you don't show your power. You are not showing your power. How come, Shri? Yeah, you're not showing a power by changing anything. You can only reiterate. Really? Reiterate. After you reiterate, when this team thinks that anything can be upgraded after their discussion, then you may get this new ground rule got added. That too, team has to feel that that ground rule is needed. Rightly, somebody said here, if this team is already comfortable with the ground rule, don't touch it. That's a right sentence I heard. So you will not touch a ground rule which is already good there. All right, the answer goes to B and D. After all this discussion, how many of you doubted B and D could be a better answer?
Yes, after submission.
After some time, you got it right.
When
So
I
now,
when I had the principle number 12, principle number 12 is going with B and D.
Now look at this. In exam, PMI is not asking you the principle directly, isn't it? They don't ask what is principle
It's
number 12. They
application
don't
of
ask you.
this.
They put a scenario and they will see how much you are aware of the principle. You remember in the class of summer, I would have said, ask you to write the principles. You remember that? The reason I ask people to write the principle is the principle should be inside you. Then only you will be able to answer this question. If not, this question I will answer by gut feel. What is my gut feel? My gut feel is let me put him into face-to-face meeting and solve the problem. I can, but what kind of a backfiring it can do? So I should see how can I make this team to realize their own potential. It is called autonomy. Have you heard this word autonomy? Autonomy, right? Or we hear the word called empowerment. What is empowerment? Team themselves think they can solve the problem. But this is not such an escalating problem. If it is an escalating problem, I will involve there. But if I allow my team to do this process on their own, it is also called a decentralization. Have you heard this word decentralization?
Yes.
So look at the way how many terms are coming out. 12th principle is coming out, decentralization is coming out, autonomy is coming out, empowering is coming out in one question. So this is the way they frame the question, and I really don't know how PMI give weightage for question. Such a question come in the exam, you answer properly, maybe it's a good weightage. I personally don't know how they give the weightage, but these are the questions which are tricky question in the exam hall. Even now we know the answer, we drilled it down for 20 minutes. In main exam, you get 1 minute 30 seconds. In 1 minute and 30 seconds, it's pretty tricky because your brain has to quickly process it. Yeah, tricky part. Let's listen to Anisha. She has some thought. Yes, Anisha.
Yes, so she, in the answer B and compared to E, B will take more time to set the things, and as it is said, it's agile, but E is more time friendly, like it will take less time to create a transparency and to avoid the misunderstanding or conflicts to move quickly in the agile approach.
Okay, I didn't get you. What is the conclusion here?
So my understanding is B is the more time consuming as it is already agile going on. If we give the time to team members, you never know when they will settle. Maybe the next meeting can be the same as well.
Okay.
But
So this
E
is
is
time
more
consuming.
face to face where you just talk and you remove the misunderstanding, and it could be more like, oh, thank you so much, because it happened in my previous company where
Okay.
she directly came to me, my colleague, and she said, very nice, Anisha, it's a good transparency and we like get rid of it very quickly.
Very good.
So
What kind of misunderstanding happened there, if you would like to share it?
yeah, so there was a topic actually And I said, my manager asked me to complete it. There was a training which I have to complete it by some deadline. And then I could not make that deadline, but I said we have to do this training next week. Also, the girl XY who joined it, she's new and she need more time to read. I said this in the meeting. So she came to me and she said, Anisha, I'm sorry, I don't want to like misunderstand, but I want to know because you also didn't read it, but why you take my name during the meeting? So I said, I'm a project manager and I really don't need to go through this technical stuffs, but you are new and your contribution will be the more. So because you are just new, 2 days back you came. So the CEO is more agile person and he's very quick person. So I took her name so that he will be calm also. Yes, yes, she's very
Ah,
new
nice,
and we should
nice,
not
nice.
force her. So
Very
in
good.
that way, I explained her and yeah, we discussed
Okay.
and we get rid of it.
Good to know that, Anisha. But one ask to Anisha, should you discuss in the team meeting or you could have said directly to this person on one-on-one?
Directly, because
Could be,
she
right?
called me actually. She had this
Directly. So
she
we said
felt
in the
this.
meeting, after the meeting, the person came to you. This could be other way
Yeah,
also. We could have directly spoke to this person.
yeah,
Could be, right?
directly. Yeah,
Could
yeah,
be.
yeah,
You could
yeah,
have avoided further more time reduction.
yeah.
Okay. Coming back to the point here, good point you shared. Thanks for sharing the real example. Now, that's a good thing you said. There is a conflict between what we thought and what the team member thought. But in this question, do we see any such kind of conflicts on the prototype is being discussed or someone's specific way of working is being discussed? I somehow doubt I don't see that part here.
Okay.
This is some one individual who is nervous, who is feeling discomfort. Whereas we're
But
not
he
talking
is
anything
always
technical.
feeling nervous when this operation engineers start something, what I understand. The team member become visibly nervous when an operation engineer who often criticize their previous work and expected. So,
Okay.
like,
I think let me help you understand a little more. Let me repeat again. First thing, this firmer is new to the team. Let's
yeah.
imagine this person joined on February 1st. Okay, February 1st. And the statement reads here, but this is one of the thing in the exam, you have to read it carefully. At a weekly demo meeting, this a team member becomes visibly nervous when an operation. So it's a weekly demo happening on February 8th. I'm just giving dates, okay?
Yeah.
Joined on 1st, on 8th it's happening. Or January 1st they joined, 8th it's happening. Now, who they're introducing engineer now. There is an operation engineer, let's say X or Y is an engineer, who often criticized their previous work. The previous could be in the year 2024. It could be in the month of December. It could be in the month of January, not the current product, previous work.
Yeah.
Now appears unexpectedly and gives a direct feedback. And this kind of nature person comes to your meeting, and in this meeting, the person is giving feedback. This is the first time or a second time it is a new team member seeing this feedback cycle itself. Now, where is the conflict mentioned here? And also, they're telling it's a feedback. Feedback on what? Prototype. Not on your dress code, not on the way you sit in the meeting, not on what you're talking. It's about the product. For this product, when there is a feedback, why should someone has to leave the door by closing it like this or quickly? That too after the meeting gets over. That's why I questioned you earlier, question everyone earlier. Do you see there is a problem, there is a no problem, or there is something neutral? If I mix this two sentence, often criticized, and this person nervous, I think I misunderstood the sentence. Isn't it? They are playing with the words, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah? But good, thanks for sharing those information. I heard one more person putting the hands up. Gangadhar, what's your thought?
This is not related to the questions, right? But the way you frame questions in mock tests or all, that is related to that. How often are we supposed to expect select two correct answers in the PMP final exam?
That's a good question. Out of 180 exam questions, we are seeing at least 3 or 4 question comes in match the following. You know, match the following, right?
Yes,
Or
yes.
drag and drop. We are seeing 3 or 4 questions coming in. There's a drag and, I mean, double 2 answers, multiple answers, which means out of 180, keep it 8 questions or sometime even less than that. Or max and max 170 questions will be objective type of a single answer. The rest 10 questions can play in this area.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. This also helps you to decide whether to take this answer or ignore the answer, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of select 2, select 3. And this it's very
Okay.
hard when we select 2 correct answers and miss out on the third one, or select the correct one and miss
Yeah,
out on the
yeah.
second one.
Tricky part. Yeah, good. Thanks for asking. Sudhir, what do you have?
Yeah, hi, Steve. Actually, yeah, my point of is my question is let's change the question, little change the question. So in place of the operation guide, let's assume the conflict happens, and the conflict happens between the within the team member, right? So in that case, will the means the face to face will be meeting the face to face will be the first priority to resolve the conflict?
So your question is, if in case there is a conflict happened, what will happen?
Yes. Yeah, conflicts may be some technical discussion, they are not agree. Some other behavioral conflicts happen, not the technical, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
so that
Okay.
kind of conflicts happens, and
Sure.
then yeah.
Sure.
So
That's a
this is
good question.
within
That's a
the
good question. That's a good question. First, when the conflicts happen, it is good to do a understanding of the conflict origin, where it started. Imagine this kind of a conflict happened, and if you quickly put a face-to-face meeting, do you think in face-to-face meeting the conflict will resolve, or sometime will get aggravated if you are not a good facilitator?
It may drag, or it may
It may
not
aggravate.
close.
What if you don't understand where the conflict originated? You thought that let me call both of them for a coffee and discuss it. In the coffee, you want to be a cool guy. You will say, come on, guys, let's shake hands, let's be good. Joe, I don't think so, right? People fight on each other in the same coffee room. Whereas I individually had coffee with the both of them to first understand where the origin of the conflict, why it started. I got the understanding. After I got the understanding, now I bring the people together, make them to sit and talk. I know where to stop, where to start. I ought to direct them. Is it needed in some places?
Yes.
Okay, this is a real scenarios which I have done. I have been where when a conflict, I know it's very tough. Some people are very tough people to handle. You may think, come on, guys, let's go. Life is short. We will live short life. They don't like any of philosophy. They will like come to the point straight. Okay, you cannot go and do all the beating the bush. So this kind of people, conflicts are happening. If I put them immediately in the meeting for the conflict, they will fight in the room. Rather, first sit with these two people individually, talk to them. What happened? Can you explain from your perspective? Note on all the points, and we have to cross question them. What if this could have been prevented? They will give me a couple of points, note it down. And then talk to the other guy also, where it originated. What if you, as a manager, how you would have prevented it? They'll give me a couple of points, note it down. Give 1 day of time, 2 days at a time, then set up a meeting. In the setup a meeting agenda, you have to mention that why we set up this meeting, what we are going to do there, right? You have to set up a meeting. In this meeting, now you should know both the people thought process. You should know how to direct it, how to handle it. If the volume goes high, if someone fights other person, what to talk, you have to be very clear on it. I'm talking for the tough people. Some are normal people, very easy to handle, call for the coffee, talk to them. But when you face a tough people, you have to do all this groundwork. After groundwork, you have to go to the meeting. Now you have to start the meeting and make them to solve the problem. This is on the worst case. On the easy case, yes, you can call for the meeting and discuss. But I don't go for the option E directly because it may backfire. It may backfire. In different culture, people don't listen like that. They'll just slap you on the face. They'll call you, why the hell you call me for the meeting when you're not clear on what you're talking? You'll be like, oh man, you have to take a back step. That will not work. So we'll be a bit careful on it. You got that?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, perfect. All right, good. I think this question went into too detailed. I really like that. I really like the points shared here, especially Anisha. Thanks for bringing that example. That's a good example. I liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's a bit tricky, right? See, when I sit in Asia, solving conflict is different. In Asia, power will play the role. Do anyone agree that? When you
Yeah.
come with a power, when you come with a role, when you come with a designation, that play roles in Asia in conflict management. When you sit in Europe or when you sit in US, sometimes the power doesn't work, which means they don't really care what designation you come from. They'll be really focused on the content. When you go for a conflict management, if you're not well prepared, if you don't know what you're talking, you will be shot on your mouth. Really, you'll be shot on the mouth. You'll be very careful on what you're talking, which means you should have a proper ground understanding. And also, agile questions, agile team, many times you try to involve to solve the problem. The team member will tell that this is already written in ways of working. Then why you are wasting our 30 minutes of time? You have to be very careful what you're doing. So these question papers are framed internationally. If I'm going to answer only from Asia perspective, I may be wrong in some answers. If I'm going to answer only from Europe or US perspective, there also I will go wrong. So I have to be very neutral internationally. What is the best format? And there comes a PMI. PMI says that create proper way of working, create team charter, and allow the team to discuss, talk about empowerment, talk about autonomy. So those are the things which you have to think before you answer the exam question. Good. So what are the keywords you learned today? Let me see, recollect from you. What are the words you learned today in the last 1.5 hours?
Probability, impact.
Probability and impact. Very good. Then?
Strategy.
Strategy. Ah, nice. Huh? Good.
Ethics.
Types of
Ethics.
risk.
Good, good. Can anyone recall what are the ethics we learned? What are the, how many number of ethics are there?
We have four.
Four ethics.
Responsibility,
Four are there.
respect, honesty,
Respect,
and fairness.
responsibility, honesty, fairness.
Responsibility, honesty, fairness.
Somebody memorized very well. Responsibility, respect, honesty, and fairness. Very good. Nice. Anything else we learned today?
The types
Need
of
to
risk.
focus on 12 agile principles.
Principles, learn properly. Very good. Very good. Very good. Nice to know. Good. All right, good. That makes us to come to end of the session. And good wishes for the people who are preparing for the exam. I have few people getting for the exam in the coming week. And we will have a one-on-one call. Okay, so if I missed you, please message me. The day before the exam, I usually talk with the people before go for the exam. Some final tips I can share with you. If I missed, don't hesitate. Please give me a message in a WhatsApp. I'll call you. This is for the people getting for the exam. People have not planned for the exam. Usually 3 weeks to 5 weeks of preparation is a sufficient time. This is after class gets over. If your class gets over and 3-4 months you didn't read at all, then you came back. Still now set up a time of 3 to 5 weeks. That's a sufficient time. It's a large time. 3 to 5 is a large time. Provided per day if you can read 1 to 1.5 hours or 2 hours of time. On Saturday, Sunday, you can read at least 4 hours of time. So keep it 4 hours per Saturday, Sunday. And for work days, 1 to 2 hours of reading is good. And you people are so much blessed. In the last few years, we got something called Rita audiobook, which is really, really a great gift, which reduces your reading time where you can listen to the content. That also can help you. Yeah, that's pretty important. Good then. And Jose, you had something to talk with me. You want to do now or you can do one-on-one, Redler?
That's also fine. Whichever is easy for you, convenient.
Yeah, good, right? Yeah, because I have to get ready for the live class today. So I'll do that. But you got your basic points to start your reading?
Yes, Sri. Only I want to check one thing is that, like you said, I started practicing the 40 questions. The score is pretty, like I'm getting an average of 50% because I have only completed 50% of the total chapters in reading as well. So I'll follow the same method, right, Sri?
You go in the same format. Now what you do is 40 questions after you take, don't hurry to take another exam. Don't do that. So take time first to analyze this 40 questions properly. Maybe subject gap could be there, or maybe our reading gap could be there. Fix these two gaps properly, then go for the next 40 questions. So step by step, we can improve.
All right, Sri. I'll just send you a snapshot of the progress in WhatsApp.
Keep me posted. Have an Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, put the column. What is the exam you took? How much of time you took? What is the score?
Yeah, in a second. Can I
keep
show
putting
you?
that
Is
tip.
Will it be convenient if I just show you?
You want to show right now?
In a minute, I'll just show you.
Wait. I'm trying to help you. Yep, please go ahead.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yet to load. I don't see your screen. Try again.
Yeah, doing it.
Yep. Coming. Yes, loaded.
So this way I have data.
Okay. Seems you would have taken 2 hours to prepare the sheet itself, man.
Yeah, I just did it in our December time itself, like you said
Looks
that day
good.
you have to
That's
keep.
good. Looks good. I like it. Somebody is going to buy the sheet from you.
Yeah.
Okay. So help me. Where are you now?
So
February.
I'm doing it every day, the 40 questions since I get
Every day you're doing. Then when
yeah.
you get time to analyze?
That day or the next day morning I'm
You do
spending.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 23. When you say 23 questions were correct.
Yeah, I just put it in here, the
57%.
percentage. Yeah.
But look like you're improving, right? 52%, 47. Then you came to 57%. So it's improving. Where you mentioned as a 40 question, I don't see the terms.
It's
in the top you mentioned. Sorry, I didn't missed it. I missed it. Okay. Good. Your exam is on April 1st. Is that correct?
Yes.
Which means you have to start a 180 questions exam at least 15 days before your main exam.
Yeah, I thought of starting the mocks by March 22nd, which is
That's too late. Too late. If
late.
April 1st is your exam, March 22nd is pretty late.
Okay.
You
When do
should
you
start
think?
your full exam 1 week before that.
Mine is like 1st of April, so I was saying to start it like 22nd. So you saying
8 days
25th?
is not 8 days is not sufficient. You need at least 15 days for 5 full exams. Each exam will take 3 days of time. 1 day for exam, 2 days for analysis.
Okay, so I'll move it to
When you take an exam, that day you have full hangover. You cannot do anything. You'll be super exhausted. And the next day only you will analyze the questions. And further on one more day you will cool down. Then you take another full exam. This is the best way of taking. Back to back also you can take it, but no point. The score will not improve.
Understood, sir. So I'll try to start from 15th of March then.
Yes, which means if it is 15th, you have 1 month time now. From in this 1 month, you have to plan close at least another 30% of reading in the book. I don't expect you to read 100% the book. Cover to cover reading, mugging up, nothing will help you. Another 30% if you read in the book, listen to class recording, listen to audiobook, more than enough. That's it.
Yeah, I was saying to start our recordings.
That's it.
next
There
week.
is nothing. There is no rule that you have to read all the line in the book. Not at all needed.
Yeah,
Not
it's
all.
actually not getting useful, but at least I'm getting to know about the terms.
Yeah. Just read, go a glance of it, and start listening the audio, video, and start answering the question. That way you will improve. Yeah.
Yes, sure. Thanks.
Cool. Keep rocking. Good wishes, and thanks all for being here. Catch you next Sunday prayer. See you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
Bye.